Hey, bienvenue, mes amis, and welcome to another adventure in French. Today's adventure is the 3.2 vocabulary. All right. You'll want to have, I'm sure, your vocabulary sheet with you, ready to go as I read through this vocabulary. Of course, I'll say each French item twice and then I'll reveal the English translation. I'll model correct pronunciation for you, and feel free at any time to pause this recording and practice your own pronunciation. All right, I think you're going to like this vocabulary. It's all about parts of the body. All right. And so we'll get started with, of course, our masculine nouns. And the first one is un bras. Un bras. Notice the S is silent. And what is that? That's how you say arm in French. Un bras. Okay. Next body part. Les cheveux. Les cheveux. Of course, this is masculine. That's what that M means. It's plural. And we've already had this word, I believe, on another vocabulary or from a previous lesson. But we're going to include it in this vocabulary also. Les cheveux is how you say hair. And notice that hair in French is always plural. Okay. Our third one. Un corps. Un corps. The P, of course, is silent. So is the S. And this is how you say body. All right. Next up. Un coup. Un coup. Well, that's fairly simple. Un coup. What is a coup? Well, that is your neck. All right. Next one. Un droit. Un droit. Notice the G and the T are silent. All right. And what is un droit? Well, that's how you say finger. It's interesting as we go through this to note what body parts the French consider masculine and which ones they consider feminine. It adds a whole new dimension to studying this vocabulary. All right. So droit, finger. Next one. Un droit de pied. Un droit de pied. Well, you know it has something to do with finger. It's actually how you say toe. So the French, your toe is a foot finger. All right, like I said, very fascinating. Very fascinating. All right. Un doigt de pied. That is your foot finger or your toe. Next one. Un dos. Un dos. S is silent. We've had this word kind of before in words like sac à dos. Okay. What is un dos? That is your back. All right. Number 8. Un genou. Un genou. I kind of like that one. All right. You have 2 of these. That's how you say knee. Genou. And we form the plural by adding an X, by the way. So it's les genoux with an X instead of an S. Number 9, un menton. Un menton. Okay, don't get this confused with the word for sheep because that's mouton. This is menton. Un menton, and that is how you say your chin. Next one, number 10, un nez. Un nez. Now I know you know what this one is. That's how you say nose. All right. Next one. Un œil. Un œil. And notice it has that E down low here, that O and the E written close together. All right, that's not a mistake. That's how it should be written. And un œil, you know that one. That is your eye. Okay, so eyes are masculine. Noses are masculine. What else? Anneau. Anneau. And what could anneau be? Well, that is a bone. A bone. All right. Next up. Un pied. Un pied. Now be careful on this one because it's actually a one-syllable word. All right? We kind of make that I and E run together. It's not pied, it's pied. Un pied. And we've kind of already encountered this when we saw droit de pied. Un pied is a foot. All right? Un sourcil. Un sourcil. Remember that O-U's an oo sound? Un sourcil. And that's your eyebrow. All right, next body part. Un squelette. Un squelette. What is un squelette? You probably guess. It's your skeleton. And it's also kind of interesting because it's one of the few words that ends in E-T-T-E that's masculine. Normally that's a symbol that it's a feminine noun. But as you can see, there's usually an exception. And this is that exception to the rule. All right? Oops. I just like that one, I guess. We'll move on. There we go. Un visage. Un visage. All right? That S is pronounced like a Z because it's between two vowels. So it's un visage. And what's your visage? That is your face. Next. Les yeux. Les yeux. And it's masculine. All right, plural. And this is how you say eyes. Notice it's not les yeux with an S. It has an irregular plural, like we do in English for some things, such as men for man, children for child. We have irregular plurals too, and this is one for French. So the plural for eyes is not les yeux, but les yeux. Okay, number 18. Now we move into our feminine nouns. So now we get to see what kind of body parts they think are feminine. And the first one is une bouche. Une bouche. And bouche is the word for mouth. All right. Next one. Une dent. Une dent. Very simple. And that's how you say tooth. All right. See the word dentist, denture, all of that from that word? Yeah. Okay. Number 20. Une épaule. Une épaule. And that's how you say shoulder. Next one. Une gorge. Une gorge. Now we had this word when we did our medical vocabulary, and we had the word or the expression mal de gorge, which was a sore throat. Well, of course, une gorge is throat. Okay? Une hanche. Une hanche. Notice again, H is silent in French. We ignore it, pretend like it's not there. It has no sound, so it's une hanche. And that's how you say hip. All right. Une jambe. Une jambe. Now what I want you to notice about this is you never hear this M in the word. We don't say jambe. It's there to show us that the vowel is a nasal, and we say une jambe. All right? And that's how you say leg. So arm is masculine, leg is feminine. Interesting. Une joue. Une joue. And that is your cheek. Oops, I need to speed it up a little bit here. All right, I can do it. Here we go. Une langue. Une langue. And that's how you say tongue. It's also where the word language comes from. Makes sense. Une lèvre. Une lèvre. And what is lèvre? That is a lip. Une main. Une main. You have two of these. That's how you say hand. Une oreille. Une oreille. And I believe we've already had this one too in another vocabulary. Means ear. Une poitrine. Une poitrine. All right, and that's the word for chest, like the part of your body. The piece of furniture is another word altogether. Une poitrine for chest. Une tête. Une tête. And you know that means head. All right? Now we get into some verbs, and you're going to note that most of these are reflexive. Se laver. Se laver, which means to wash or to wash up. So when you wash a part of your body, you're going to be reflexive about it. Okay? We'll talk about that in class. Next one. Se brosser. Se brosser. And that means to brush, as in to brush your hair, to brush your teeth. Okay, when you're doing it to yourself, you're going to be reflexive in French. Next one. Se peigner. Se peigner. And that means to comb. And of course, that's about combing your hair. All right? If you do it to somebody else, it's not reflexive. But when you do it to yourself, comb your hair, we're going to be reflexive in French. All right? See, I told you a lot of reflexive here. All right? This one is not reflexive. Prendre une bain. I'm sorry. Prendre un bain. Prendre un bain. All right? Prendre means to take. This is how you say to take a bath. All right? The next one. Prendre une douche. Prendre une douche. And of course, that's how you say to take a shower. Next one, another reflexive. Se maquiller. Se maquiller. That means to put on makeup. All right? Être en forme. Être en forme. And that means to be in good shape. All right? To be in form. All right? Next one. Grossir. Grossir. And that means to gain weight. All right? Next one. Maigrir. Maigrir. And that's how we say to lose weight. All right? And our last word for this vocabulary, our last item is exercer. Exercer. Oh, and surely you can figure that one out. It means to exercise. All right. Well, that was a fun vocabulary. I know we're going to enjoy using this vocabulary in class. My time is just about up. So until I see you in class, my friends, I say au revoir, à bientôt.